Well, I'd like to, but I think it's best if we talk about it a bit more before committing to a decision. I feel like you forget I love you sometimes. I know that there will be bad days and I'd rather try to work through them with you. We can figure all of this out together. It's December, and you've returned to your parents' house to celebrate the holidays. You can see a gentle flurry of snow drifting down to meet the pristine blanket, blah 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 blah. What are you doing these days, your mum says. Well. Oh my god, so much. Right. You've never really thought of yourself as a fighter, and even to say it now it sounds hokey, but looking back on the past few months to where you are now, it really does feel like you've endured an immense struggle, and you look at where you are now with a sense of something that isn't quite pride. You still hate your job and find it unpleasant, but you're surprised to find that going to work every day is no longer a monumental change. You started adopting some clever techniques like taking 2-minute breaks every hour to break up the monotony, and you now view your job as just 8 short hours of your day. Dr. Melville told you about that you found actually works quite well. Oh, a technique. You know this job isn't what you want to do for the rest of your life, and you've started actively looking for other positions, even attending a couple of interviews. You've started making an effort to go out with friends more. While the social scene still makes you uncomfortable, you're more and more able to let yourself just enjoy the company of your friends. In fact, your relationship with many of them has increased over the past little while. You definitely have days where you flake out or don't feel like hanging out, but friends are understanding and appreciate your communication. By far the biggest change you've noticed in your life has been Alex. You were terrified of talking to her about everything at first, but looking back you feel like it's only strengthened your relationship. She was always supportive of you emotionally, but lately the two of you have been even more in sync, and it's really starting to feel like you're building a life together. It even seems like the two of you have been making a more concerted effort to sync up your schedules and been spending more and more of your downtime with each other. Pretty soon you think moving in together may be a very real possibility. Dr. Melville has commented on how well you seem to be doing, and whether a result of the therapy, the medication or both, you can't help but agree. With all that seems to have improved recently, it's sometimes difficult for you to think about the fact that you still have bad days, sometimes even really bad days. They serve as a stark reminder of the fact that this will be something you likely have to deal with for the rest of your life. Depression is a battle, and though you're certainly ahead in the fight, you know the battle isn't ever going to be over. Sometimes even Alex can tell when things are going rough despite your best efforts to the contrary. While you know that your depression can never be cured, you have a very strong support network in your friends and even Malcolm. And armed with a newfound confidence in your friends and family, you accept that the road may be rocky, it is at least not solitary. You meet your mum's gaze from across the table and muster up a smile. "I'm good, Mum," you tell her. She says nothing, but you can feel her smile from across the room. We really want to thank you for taking the time to play Depression Quest. We realise it may not be the most enjoyable game you've ever played or even the easiest, and we appreciate your involvement. Like depression itself, Depression Quest does not have an end really. There is no neat resolution to depression, and it was important to us that Depression Quest's own resolution reflect that. Instead of a tidy ending, we want to just provide a series of outlooks to take moving forward. After all, that's all we can really do with depression, just keep moving forward, and at the end of the day it's our outlook and support from people like you that makes all the difference in the world. Thanks again. To be honest, depression's going to be different for everyone. So it's probably a more personalised experience of how they've experienced it or how they want to represent it. But, I wouldn't say mine is the same, because, when I've struggled with depression, I'm usually quite motivated in terms of, with my music and with game design, or, with focusing on something that I love. And, that's sort of the coping mechanism, is being, driven by something so that you've got something to look forward to. My life's not been perfect, and I've seen a psychologist for years, and I have been on medication before, but some aspects of this, with the options being stroken out, it kind of like shows that maybe like depressed people are less likely to do those things, but it doesn't mean that they can't. So it's a bit of a like, I don't know what to make of it exactly. Having said that, I think it's good that someone's trying to raise awareness about mental health issues, like in whatever way it may be, and I don't know how much it will help for people who haven't had depression to be able to just like read like that, because it does come across as lazy, like that. So like there may be better ways of portraying it, but I don't see what the big deal about the game is. That's all. Anyway, thanks for listening to me ramble for like an hour reading out all that, and maybe you can have a go and see if you get like a different outcome. Thanks guys, bye!